Val Kilmer was once known as an action star who starred in films such as Top Gun and Batman Forever. The well-known actor began to make headlines for his fluctuating weight in the early 2000s, but tabloids took special note of his sudden and drastic weight loss in 2014, forcing Kilmer to set the record straight. In a Facebook post published in December of that year, Kilmer claimed he had lost weight for a role as Mark Twain in an upcoming movie. He also shared that he was healthy. About a month later, Kilmer was rushed to the hospital amid rumors that he had throat cancer. This left his voice severely damaged and forced him to use a feeding tube. The drastic change in his lifestyle, paired with radiation and cancer treatment, caused his appearance to also change. Though Kilmer continued to act after the diagnosis, most notably returning to play Iceman in the Top Gun sequel, he has been primarily out of the spotlight because of his illness. In the 1980s, Shelley Duval became famous for her roles in Popeye and the horror film The Shining. Today, she hardly resembles the actress who once headlined these popular movies. While her looks are certainly different, as one might expect for a woman in her 70s, the more stunning transformation has been a mental one. Since her retirement in 2002, Duval has apparently lived the life of a recluse at her home in Texas. She revealed her battle with mental illness in November of 2016, after avoiding the spotlight for nearly 15 years. The 73-year-old was last seen on the Dr. Phil show, and she admitted that she was sick and needed help. In a very rare interview she gave in 2021, Duval discussed her iconic movie roles and revealed that she would cry for days during filming. Bridget Fonda is known for her roles in The Godfather Part 3, Single White Female, Singles, Point of No Return, and Jackie Brown, just to name a few. Fonda broke into the Hollywood scene at the tender age of 5 years old when she starred in 1969's Easy Rider alongside her dad, Peter Fonda. The actress has been nominated for several Golden Globe and Emmy Awards. Her absence from the film industry was largely credited with the actor's marriage to composer Danny Elfman in 2003 and the birth of their son Oliver in 2005. She has since maintained an extremely private lifestyle and has only been spotted in public a handful of times. And surprisingly, she looks nothing like her former self. In 2022, she was seen running some errands with her husband, and then later that year was seen shopping at a landscaping supply store. Young Mickey Rourke never smiled in his movies, not because he was always playing sad people, but because he'd lost some teeth as a child and only smiled with his mouth closed. It gave him a tough and somewhat mischievous aura. As the years went by, Rourke's career rolled back and forth in waves, as did his appearance. His smile and physique changed as he took up boxing and broke down his body. His face would inflate and deflate and be stretched to extremes. From face and eyelid lifts to hair transplants and Botox, the actor seems to have nearly paralyzed the muscles in his face. Of course, this is all just speculation, given that Rourke doesn't disclose what he's had done. But just seeing his face these days is enough to know that he went too far. Whether you know her as Elvis's widow or as Jenna Wade from the long-running television show Dallas, you might have a hard time recognizing Priscilla Presley these days. In the early years, Priscilla was beautiful, but over the years, she has had many things done to her face, which changed her appearance. In 2003, Priscilla was victimized by Daniel Serrano, a man claiming to be a world-renowned plastic surgeon, but who was only a licensed nurse. Serrano injected low-grade industrial silicone into Priscilla's face, the type of silicone that mechanics use to grease car parts. Serrano ultimately served 18 months in federal prison, after which he was deported back to Argentina. As you can imagine, Priscilla has undergone numerous plastic surgery procedures to correct those mistakes. The most noticeable has been cheek implants. You can see how it's even difficult for her to smile because they are so large. She's also had countless Botox injections, facelifts, and even collagen injected into her lips. Ethan Supple rose to fame by taking on the roles of beloved overweight characters. The actor is best known for the soul-singing football player in Remember the Titans, and Randy from the show My Name is Earl. Weighing in at over 200 pounds by the time he was 10, Supple says his father eventually put him on a liquid diet, which was effective, though his mother then took him off, and his weight ballooned. As an adult, he experimented with a range of diets, but his weight had become an integral part of his career. Not long after appearing in My Name is Earl, from 2005 to 2009, he began losing weight, and by the time he appeared on the red carpet to promote the film Unstoppable in 2010, he had dropped more than 200 pounds. Supple's new approach to eating has visibly paid off. According to him, food is only functional fuel used to live, and that's how he thinks of it to this day. The breakout success of Dirty Dancing put a spotlight on Jennifer Grey, for which she wasn't fully prepared. So when her mother and plastic surgeons pressured her to get a nose job, insisting that it would improve her chances for future roles, she did. But the procedure had quite the opposite effect. There were actually 2 plastic surgeries that attempted to fine-tune Grey's nose. After the surgeries, Grey's career was forced to adapt to the public's reaction of her not looking at all like her younger self. She looked like a completely different person, so she was forced to take on more voice acting and guest starring roles, and finally got a sitcom around 2000 called It's Like You Know, where she played a fictional version of herself that poked fun at her history. Then in 2010, she won Dancing with the Stars at age 50, and things finally started to look up. Once one of Hollywood's most prominent male actors, Nick Nolte was at the top of his game throughout the 1980s and 1990s, including his Oscar-nominated role in 1991's The Prince of Tides. People magazine even named Nolte the sexiest man alive in 1992. As he has gotten older, Nolte has appeared less frequently on the silver screen. Nolte's life has been full of ups and downs, but he hit rock bottom in 2002 when he was arrested for reckless driving. After this, the actor checked himself into a psychiatric institution to deal with his addictions. Nolte opened up about his life in his memoir and revealed that he originally set out to become a football star. He later discovered his love for acting and began performing in community theaters. While he certainly looks more in control of himself today, it's clear that Nolte hardly resembles his younger self now that he's in his 70s. The 1986 release of Top Gun placed actress Kelly McGillis firmly into 1980s pop culture. Her role as Charlie, the civilian instructor at the Top Gun flight school, won viewers over, as did her on-screen romance with Tom Cruise. McGillis was 29 years old when she was featured in Top Gun, and now she's in her 60s. Over the years, the once popular actress's appearance has changed, adding on both weight and wrinkles. McGillis says she is at peace with how she looks, and describes it as age-appropriate. Hollywood, however, has not been so accepting. Because McGillis has not maintained the high standard of the industry, it seems to have affected her acting career, and it is believed that this is the reason why she was not a part of the hugely successful Top Gun sequel. Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose has come a long way from his hard-rocking days of the 1980s and 1990s. The platinum-selling recording artist has gone through multiple transformations over the years, including a cornrow phase and fluctuating weight. He appears to not be aging very well and looked tired and bloated as he re-emerged, making the occasional performance appearance. Since first being shocked by his appearance, rumors have swirled about his plastic surgeries, Botox injections, and face fillers. Despite the changes to his look over the last 3 decades, fans still agree that he's still got the impressive vocal range that made him a force to be reckoned with all those years ago.